Is karma really real? And how do you break karmic patterns? That's what I'm going to be talking about today. Are you ready? Let's go. Welcome back. My name is Dom and I help people to step into their truth and power. So I purposely chose to use the word karma in this video. And you're here watching this because you knew what you're getting into. And so here you are in your curiosity about it. And it's in our curiosity we have the greatest opportunity to learn about ourselves. And so before I jump into talking about if karma is real or not, I first just want to take a moment to invite you to join my brand new free online community, Pro Empowerment Online. I'm going to be sharing some valuable tips and content each week in the newsfeed, but even more, you'll have the ability to join in the conversation in a place where we can share freely without being shut down or censored. But I've also loaded some brand new online courses that I've created that you can register for. So to join me in the community, it is 100% free. Just click on the Pro Empowerment Online link in the comments and description box below. And so as it relates to karma, I first want to share with you that my intention is not to get you to believe what I'm believing in or to try and persuade you with any ideas, but more to share realizations that I've come to which have had a really profound and powerful impact on my experience in life. So I'd like to start off first by level setting everyone with defining what karma actually is. Karma has been referenced in different religions, and although the specifics are different depending on the religion, karma generally denotes the cycle of cause and effect, or what we put out is what we get back. Or in other words, each action a person takes will affect him or her at some time down the line in the future. This rule also applies to a person's thoughts, their words, and the actions that they take. This idea has been around for thousands of years, and it has been anchored as a golden rule in different belief systems. Christians refer to this biblical principle as you reap what you sow, or do unto someone you want done for you. So this is something we've all heard about somewhere along the way in our life. But is it inherently true? And can we even have the experience of that? And so in spite of hearing about this, you may have had this experience already. How many times have you done something to someone only to have it come back and done to you? Or how many times have you witnessed someone else do something to somebody only to have it come back to them? Or here's a really good one. How many times have you had a bad experience over and over again? I know I've had all of these happen, and it's likely you have too. And so to address this, I first would like you to understand that we are all connected to each other. We're all connected to each other, and in that connection, there is an energy that is shared between us. In that connection, there is a transfer of energy from one person to another. Like energy attracts like energy. Therefore, if you're putting negative energy out into the world, you can be sure that negative energy is going to come back to you. Likewise, when you're doing something positive and putting that out into the world, that positive energy will come back to you too. So understand that whatever you do to somebody else, you are in fact doing to yourself, because at a deeper level, since we're all connected, everybody we come into contact with at a deeper subconscious level is another version of who you are. Everything you are experiencing on the outer, on the external, is a reflection of what's going on in the internal. Therefore, every connection you come into contact with is reflecting back some aspect of yourself. So in every person, there are two things to be aware of. There is an essence of ego, and there is an essence of soul. And so depending on how we show up from our ego or from our soul is exactly the experience we're eventually going to get coming back to us. And so if you want to change your karma, it's really important to realize that there is some common denominator in all of the experiences that you're having. Can you identify what that common denominator is in all of your experiences? Just stop for a moment and consider it. What is the common denominator in all of the experiences you are having? Likely, you'll come to realize that the single biggest common denominator in all of your experiences is you. Is you. And so the first thing we need to do to become aware that we are creating the experiences we are having and to become aware of patterns that we may be experiencing is that we are the common denominator. So if we find that every time we get into a relationship that we keep having a similar negative experience over and over again, well, the issue isn't with the people you're meeting. The common denominator in all of that is you. There is something that you need to change. There is a way that you're being, or there's something that you're doing that is causing this to reoccur for you over and over. And so people often realize this, but then they get stuck because they don't understand how to break this. So how do you break this? You break this as soon as you become curious and ask this question: what am I supposed to learn about myself in this negative experience here, so I don't have to keep re-experiencing the same negative thing over and over again? When we do this, and when we get the lesson and begin applying what we've learned, we break the karmic cycle. We break the pattern. So the purpose of karma, whether it's a repeating kind of thing or not, is really to provide awareness to unconscious patterns that we have so that we can begin to find more balance again. Now, if we believe we are victims of karma, we may use that as an excuse for everything. So we can blame it on karma and take no responsibility for anything we're experiencing. It is very easy to blame karma for everything, to take no responsibility. But when we do that, we're actually cheating ourselves because we're bound to continue experiencing the same thing over and over until we get the lesson by taking responsibility, which breaks the karmic cycle. The really cool thing about this is once we become aware, we now have the choice to continue experiencing the same experiences over and over, or to step into our power and to change our experience or experience something new by changing some aspect of how we're showing up in the relationship. We are only bound by the idea of karma when we're unaware of the patterns that exist. I'm going to say that again. We are only bound by the idea of karma when we're unaware of the patterns that exist. But once we become aware of the patterns, we have the choice. We have the choice to create something new from that new level of awareness. So I would like to invite you just to imagine for a moment, if you had the awareness that every time you do something to someone else, that you're actually doing it to yourself, how would that change how you're reacting and responding and what you're doing to other people? How would that change what you're doing? Would it cause you to maybe slow down and think twice? So would you steal from someone else if you knew that on the back end someone was going to steal from you in a similar or more painful kind of way? Would you cheat on someone if you knew that on the backside you're going to have to experience someone cheating on you in a similar or more painful kind of way? Maybe you've heard the term karma's a real bitch. I'm sure you have. And the truth is, it is a real bitch. And that's because when karma strikes back, it comes back to you even at a greater intensity. And so when we lie or cheat or we do these kinds of things, even if they're small, we got to be really careful because the order of magnitude is going to come back to us, and it's often going to be bigger and more painful. So the really cool thing here is when you finally come to this level of awareness, you begin to transcend the level of karma because there is less balance that is needed. There's less balance that's needed. I believe that karma is used as an energetic balancing system. It's used to guide us more into who our true natural state of being is. So we can say when we become aware, karma actually helps to push us back into the balance of who we really are. It's actually allowing us to have certain experiences that may be considered negative or even positive. Yeah, karma isn't just a negative thing. It can be a positive thing as well. It works both ways. So once we become aware of this, we then have the opportunity to step into our power and choose what we really want to experience in life. So for me, karma is more of a mechanism that helps to bring balance into my life by giving me opportunities to step into my power and to decide what I want to experience in my life and the kind of relationships that I want to have with myself first and then with the people I'm in relationship with and the people that I come into contact with. And so from my experience, I really believe and think that there is a lot of power and understanding in this, and it's important not to be a victim of it and to blame karma for all of our negative experiences. I think we should view it as a positive thing towards understanding the balance and order of how we're supposed to move forward in living and conducting ourselves in our life. And so the more we do this, ultimately, the better we're going to feel. And the more we're going to get to know that there is such a thing as positive karma. And so with that, I'm curious, what aha moment or golden nuggets of wisdom are you taking from this video today? I invite you to share it in the comments below. I want to encourage you to embrace this so that you can begin living it out too. I really believe that when you do this, it is going to impact and change your life. So I want to thank you for joining me today, and until I connect with you again for my next video, stay well, stay healthy, and stay empowered.